Well, the draft is underway and Team Go Aurora is on blue side while Big Chroma is on red side. The first bands are coming up. Ivern band on blue side, Pantheon on the red side. Let's see, J-Real, what is the main things that you want to ban right now? If you were both teams.
So I think if you're Big Chroma, you can just ban the same bans again. To be honest,
Okay.
I think if you're Go Aurora, I think maybe taking away the Zerath could give you quite a lot of agency there. Maybe even banning away the Xayah to potentially give a bit more over to the side of the Syndra. But I think the Tristana, a very, very good ban. I think that's the one that you really want to take away from Xavi. I also do like the Lilia because Trez on that pick was absolutely insane.
Yeah, that is showing some respect for Trez Lilia, which was one of the things that I really wanted to watch today, but, well, apparently I won't. And now the last band from Big is this Sejuani, and this Ilaoi is being hovered. Tell me, no, it's been picked! J-Real, tell me about this.
What? This was not something I was expecting, but I quite like it a lot. We talked about Sana getting aggressive, talking about them pulling pressure into that top side. Well, Ilaoi does that in spades, becomes a massive problem. It's hard to gank when they get level 6 as well, and they've taken a real leap of faith in this game, and I like to see it.
Okay, yeah, like, change is here, and change is now for Team Go Aurora. They also answered this Rel and Xayah with a Maokai Ari, and on the side of Chroma, they're hovering this Lissandra Regulus. Tell me about this big pick.
So the Maokai could actually be flexed down into the support role. I feel like there could be some really good pick potential coming from Delica. I don't think Maokai is something that we've really seen out of her, so I'd be very surprised. I would not be surprised to see if this is something that Kiana actually takes instead. I haven't really seen it from her either, but I feel like with this Ari, maybe not quite the pick you want here. And then the Sandra, just a classic lockdown for the Ari, so really good pick potential coming out once again on the side of Big Chroma.
J-Real, the last bands are done, and the last picks are being picked.
Yeah, I like that Aurora focused on that top side. I like that they tried to take away some of the top picks against that Ilaoi there. I like the Wukong as well coming out from Trez. We saw it yesterday. We saw how it can really just shut down ADCs. I very much am enjoying this one. As now Cosmic going to go back to the Kaisar. I think it was a decent game for them. The Nautilus with the Kaisar does fit well, but I think it now opens up a lot for the side of Big, and that Lissandra, it could be flex as well, right? We could be getting Rel jungle, we could be getting Lissandra support. There's still a lot of openings that could be taken here, and it looks like Big might be going for an angle like that, although saying that, the top lane is where they do need to kind of lock in. Garen gonna be picked, and Chromhack taking a leaf out of Stanner's book. I like to see it.
I like to see it. I like to see this Wukong as well, since it's a potential playmaker for Big, so they may be aggressive as well. So Regulus, if you would be Big, who would you, what would be your game plan? What are your winning conditions?
For the side of Big, did you say? Sorry, wondering?
Yes.
Okay, so for the side of Big, I feel like once again they're going to just sort of run it back and look towards this bot lane. Xavi, once ahead, is just an absolute menace. And I feel like now you have the Wukong as this kind of really early pick. Can also coordinate really well with the Sandra, get some really nice lockdown onto the Ari, make her life mystery. And I mean, as soon as that Wukong gets Sandra, so much damage on that one item spike. So I feel like here is a game where I feel like Trez is back to something maybe that's a little bit more comfortable for them in terms of, you know, where Wukong has traditionally sat in metas before, whereas Trundle is something which we see from time to time, but not so much. Much better team fighting potential, I think, coming out from this Wu. Just really doing everything possible to really set Xavi up for success in this game.
And on the other side, J-Real, we have Go Aurora. We have that top lane pick that you mentioned. You wanted something different. There you go, something different. So starting by top lane, what are the main winning conditions of Team Go Aurora?
So Alawi not falling behind early is quite important, right? Xana needs to be good until level 6, and then everything really does kind of turn in their favor. I will say, if I'm big, that's a big priority for me early on. But going back to Aurora, I really like this Maokai pickup. I know it's not something that Delicate plays a lot, but I think it's such a strong jungler. It has AP threat, it has tank threat, it has perfect lockdown. It makes it very hard for anyone to try and get away from you, and it works really well with the Ahri, really well with the Kai'Sa, because you'll just give them so many options to get picks, get roams off as well. And I want to see Lilian proactive on this gameplay, right? We saw her on the Syndra, stuck in lane, playing well, but not really able to influence the rest of the map. Ahri, you can roam, you can get around and really start to help out your team. And Cosme back on the Kai'Sa, I think they just didn't get enough openings in the last game to really shine, but with the team they've drafted now, I think there definitely will be much more of that. I'm looking for the 4-1 composition as well. Split push is key.
Okay, so now Team Go Aurora do stand a better chance right now, you feel?
Yeah.
I
think so.
You're not that convinced.
I think it's all going to come down to where the picks come from and where they come in. I think that I agree a lot with what J-Ro was saying about the potential of the Maokai and the Ahri. I don't think there's a whole ton of early damage there, and plus, of course, you know, the pick happens near a bush where sort of sapling pops out and does 1 million damage to you. But this top side is also going to be really important, as you've noted, Runring, because we have this kind of really volatile matchup between the Garen and the Alawi. I feel like it's more of a traditional skill matchup. I think it might be slightly Alawi favored. I know that she's going to have more impact perhaps in team fight scenarios. But for me, I feel like the Garen as a champion is just annoying enough that Crow is going to be able to sort of dip in, dip out. It's going to be quite difficult, I think, for this Alawi, for Sana, even with the Maokai, to really lock this Garen down, considering how much innate tenacity he has.
Because there's this possibility that Maokai... Okay, if Maokai is going to give attention to top side, then bot side is going to... Mid bot side is going to be alone, and that can be dangerous, especially if you're looking at those neutral objectives. So if you would be Wukong on big side, what would be your main focus, at least on the early stages of the game?
So I think I have a bit of a different plan to what Regular said a little bit earlier. I actually, if I'm Trez, I'm going topside. I'm saying Chromac, pick the Ignite, pick the Flash. We're going to play this pre-level 6 very heavily. Onto that top side, I would say play bot lane pretty chilled out. Just keep yourself scaling and keep yourself safe, because the thing is, Xayah can do that. She will scale regardless into the game. And Lissandra, again, very safe. They don't need to really get too much support early on. And if you get a big lead over Sana in this top lane, it could become an absolute nightmare for them to play against, and I feel like it could be an easy win for Chroma if they can do that.
Ooh, let's see what both these teams can do, because for sure they have the tools ready, they are ready to get into the game. So without further ado, let's throw it off to the Summoner's Rift.
Woo! Game 2, is this going to be the last one of the series? That is the question in everyone's mind. And obviously we have already said that we disagree a little bit on how the game should be played from Big Chroma, but I love that. That's League of Legends. That's why it is such a tough game, because it's 5 members that all potentially have a little bit of a different idea, having to harmonize, having to unionize, and make sure that they all play the same style to get the optimal victory. Now, with this game going forward, okay, we talked a little bit about the top side, we talked about how this Garen Alawi matchup is going to go. The bot lane, very similar, actually the same as last game. So I want to talk about this mid lane, Lilian versus Vixen. How are you seeing it going? What are you expecting? Because both these two picks can roam really well.
For sure, I think it's going to be a very, very stable lane. I feel like both picks have great push potential. I feel like the push is going to be pretty much even between the two of them, especially as the sort of mana itemization starts to come through from the Sandra. For me, when it comes to these roams, I feel like there's going to be so much impetus put down towards these early Drakes, because as you said, J-Rail, these two mid lane champions don't want to be in their lanes. They want to be around the map making plays. So there's going to be a real tussle here, I think, for dominance early between the two mid laners, and it looks like there's a little bit of a standoff there between Nautilus and Ro on this bush right here. But yeah, it's and the hook comes out.
I'm getting deja vu. We saw how it started in the last game. But one thing that I don't think will be the same is I don't think Trez is ganking level 2 in bot side, right? They have started clearing bot side. They're on their blue buff, they're going to do their Grom, and then I think they start pathing up to the top side, which is the opposite of where Delicate is going. So Delicate is playing towards that bot, playing towards that mid potentially, as we do see another hook going on to Lumi. They're going to be able to jump out safely. Level 2 though, stepping forward, Kayard getting a root down onto Xavi, but they are able to cleanse that one away and walk out. But a good start from Go Aurora there, pushing that advantage. But yeah, we are going to see Trez pathing up to the top side. It's what I asked for. I also asked for that ignite, and Crow has delivered.
It's certainly a much more aggressive start here for Go. They must have been pretty annoyed about the way that the lane went last game, obviously being sort of perma-camped by the jungle. They're like, no, this is our time to assert ourselves on the map. The really nice pick there from Kiana onto the rail makes her sort of dash away, and then the nice instant cleanse coming through from Xavi. So no cleanse could invite the Maokai down for a little bit of a party in the bot lane.
Yeah, and I think that's a good game plan, right? Cosmic, we talked about them being a very consistent player, being a very good carry. If you get them ahead, especially on a pick like the Kaisar that scales a little bit faster than the Xayah, it could cause major leads for Go Aurora. So it's what I want to see. But I also really love this play from Big Chroma. I love that they're going up to the top side, get Sana behind, and the game becomes very tough for the Alawi, because one thing Alawi is good at doing is surviving on low HP, and one thing Garen is good at doing is executing you from half HP.
Absolutely, and we see how difficult it is already for this Alawi to approach this wave in a really rough spot for her. Should hopefully push back out eventually, but it's a rough start, and it could get rougher as Trez making their way into the top side, but will be spotted out.
Yeah, and really nice ward there from Sana. Gets them that extra bit of vision. They know what is going to happen, what could be the plan for Chroma. And talking about plan, Go trying to execute on that bot side. Will get the hook on to Lumi, and the root follows up. The damage is there, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. Getting points onto Cosmic, getting a lead, and now we're seeing the opposite of game one.
Absolutely, Trez isn't able to get anything done, so really great vision coming out from Sana, and well, it's literally just as we said, the cleanse was already taken from the Xayah, inviting that Maokai down into the lane. So much lockdown potential between the Maokai, between the Nautilus, and I mean, if you're a Kai'Sa and you've got Nautilus Maokai giving you stacks, then you are having the time of your life.
And does she owe it all to them? That's the question, you know. That's,
yeah. I mean, Cosmic's cracked as well. Like, don't get me wrong. You know, she had to right click and press Q and you know do all the Kai'Sa things on top.
I do agree with you though. Like, the setup is so good, and it's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see them play around Cosmic, and they've done that, right? They've started to get a bit of ganks going, and I like this from Team Aurora as well, right? Go Aurora have started off with a proactive play, and it's what we asked for last game, it's what we asked for this game, and they're doing it now. And I just want to see the consistency. Can they just keep this tempo up? Can they go back and re-gank that bot lane? Can they get a further lead onto Cosmic? These are the things that I want to start seeing. When we see that level 6 for Lilian, which has just appeared, do they now start roaming around the map?
I mean, for Lilian, this is exactly where you kind of want to be now. You know, your bot lane is already ahead, you're chilling in your sort of little mid lane matchup. At this point, it's just a waiting game. Just waiting for your bot lane to get far enough ahead. You can start transitioning towards these objectives. The ping's now coming out towards the Drake. The scuttle taken for the side of Go, so they have full vision on both sides of the pit. And it's looking really good now.
And another aggressive play here. Kiana is going to be able to get aggressively onto Lumi. A bit of a trade will come back. Oh, the Void Seeker's doing so much damage already.
Yep, it's it's Kai'Sa things, and a nice hook coming out from Kiana with the head to the head smash.
Down, Cosmic stepping forward. Lumi survives, but not for long. Gets picked up, and now Zombie looking for the kill. Will it be there? It's not gonna go down. Cosmic lives.
Oh, the flash recall on the feathers, just not doing enough to take down Cosmic. It's so close, and it's an absolute horror for the side of Big. They both go down the play. Fantastically made, the cleanse taken from the Xayah yet again, and now this Kai'Sa is 1,000 gold up as Go look to take this first Drake.
Proactivity, consistency, we're starting to see it from Go Aurora, and they're starting to reap the rewards. Already 1.5k gold in the lead. 7 minutes in, they've taken the first dragon. A whole different energy around the second game.
Absolutely, JRL. Do you reckon they have like proactivity, consistency, like like banners put up around the Go house? Do you reckon that's what they've got going on right now? In their rooms, just they've got it set up as like little motivational banners. But
every time you walk in, you got to touch the sign. You know?
Exactly. You gotta give it a little smooch. Just yep, absolutely. This is what I'm in for today. But in the top side, some more trading coming through. We do see the Alawi starting to get some little edges in this matchup right now. The Zerka Greaves already completed on the side of the Garen. Going to be spinning, possibly to win, but not so far for Big.
And this is the thing. Alawi, from Bilgewater, knows the 7 seas, has weathered the storm of this early game, and has now got into a really strong position, right? Sana getting to that level 7, now going to cause problems for Crow, and it's a sentiment where this is kind of what I wanted to see avoided by Big Chroma, but they weren't able to do it, and now they're even in further murky waters because they are having to now contend with the fact that Cosmic is quite ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're Sana, you're hoping to turn the 7 Cs into 7 Ws at the end of this game. But yeah, we're just seeing again the sort of jostle continue between the two mid laners. It's still very, very stable there. I don't feel like we're going to be seeing too much out of them anytime soon until the time comes for those big mid pushes. I feel like this next Herald that Delicup's potentially moving towards right now is going to be used to hopefully start to crack this mid tower and start to get Liliana across the map. But there is a play happening right now, JRL, on the spot side, though it doesn't look like it's going to amount to too much.
Yeah, and I really like this actually from Big Chroma, right? Trez hasn't even pulled the trigger on this gank. They're just there. She's just around. But it's allowed for Xavi to push in this wave to get multiple tower plates, to get quite a lot of gold back into their pockets, while we still see Trez farming. But I will say Lumi in a bit of trouble here, going to be pulled back by Kayana, but able to walk out of this one alive and safely, and that should give them a good timer to go back to base. Although Kayana not going to be happy with this one for free. Gets another hook, and now Featherstorm going to have to be used. A good hook from Kayana. They're landing them, heat seeking at the moment, and forcing out the ultimate from Xavi.
Yesterday we commended Lumi so much for their rel, for their ability to play hook champs. They played the blitz, they played the Naught. They're just so good. But today, right now, it's Kiana that's really showing up in a big way. Hook after hook. She don't miss.
She don't miss, and there again, another one. It lands, and it's going to be using a good Cyclone. It's going to buy some time for the ADC of Big Chroma, and they will keep themselves safe under the tower. But a few placings are going to go down. Herald drop there, nice roam from Delicate. And again, we talk about it. I'm going to keep bringing up this word. It's going to be the word of this series. Consistency is starting to be shown by Go Aurora, and they are getting the wins that they want. 2k gold now up at 10 minutes.
Absolutely, and things are starting to get a little bit worse here in the top lane. Starting to think maybe that, Big might have overcooked it slightly on their composition, opting for this Garen rather than something perhaps a little bit more neutralizing onto the Alawi pick. But there's still plenty of space here for Big. The gold lead isn't so insurmountable with 2k down at 10 minutes. Yes, it's not ideal, but it's something which we've seen Big come back from much larger deficits. You only have to obviously look to yesterday's game, so it's not, nowhere near dire straits yet. They just need to get themselves back into spot, just get themselves prepared, set up as they always do, and we could hopefully see them start to really get back into this game.
And this was the thing for me, right? Go Aurora, good team. Able to build a lot of leads, able to get themselves in promising positions, but it is all about cleaning out the game, making sure that you keep the lead, making sure that you don't give advantages over to the side of Big Chroma, because as we talked about a little bit earlier, G2 versus Big Chroma, that's exactly what happened. Big were behind, they would find big macro opportunities, and then they would make plays and they would get back into the game in the later stages through good team fighting, through good decisions. And I feel like it's something that Aurora have to be aware of. They have to say, okay, look, we're doing well now, but it's about keeping that tempo, it's about keeping that lead. And Sana, able to be kind of left on an island is perfect for Go Aurora, right? They just want Crow to basically be pinned in, to be caught out, and keep this pressure bot that they're doing again. I love to see it. Forcing back this bot lane, getting a bit of damage down, getting the tower platings. They might even be able to get first brick here, and they could turn this into a dragon.
Absolutely. I mean, the 1-4 already taking very, very good shape. The whole break of finish now on the Alawi. Your bot side is so far ahead. It's just looking absolutely gorgeous for Go right now as they look towards the Drake. And here comes the play onto Crone. Slap, 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 down onto the Garen, and back to the fountain you go.
I wasn't sure about it under tower, but damn, Crow got made to look really squishy there. So much damage coming out of Sana. Underneath the tower, just picks up the win. The leap of faith just to bring in more and more tentacles to slam it down and send them to a watery grave. And another dragon picked up by Go Aurora. They have complete control across this map so far. 12 minutes in. Can they get some more tower placements? Can they convert this lead into more and more gold and just put Big in a huge deficit?
I was really surprised, I think, by the fact that Trez actually opted to go top early and didn't try to sort of repeat what she did in that first game. Because in the end, when you see this Alawi on the side of Go, you know that you need to be getting your bot side ahead. You know that if the 1-4 is going to come through, you need to ensure that you are winning on the bot side of the map. So I was a little bit confused by the complete pathing through to the top side. And unfortunately, you know, some really great early proactivity, some great early hooks from Kiana has really set into motion a small but slowly but surely accelerating snowball on the side of Team Go.
Vixen now moving to the bot side with Lilian. I like this change. I like that they pushed Cosmic into the mid lane. I would like them to be supportive though. I don't really know why Kiana is on the bot side, but we are getting a bit of a fight. Maybe they have just read this super well and they can jump in on this one, but they're not going to get involved. They're not going to help out their mid laner. Vixen and Lilian are going to trade it pretty evenly. That's back onto that top side. It's just rough right now for Crow, because I don't even feel like Big can invest in helping them out here. I think they kind of just have to leave them to just hold the line and try and hold the fort, because the rest of the map has more chance of getting themselves back into it. As we do go to a pause, I feel like, well, I want to ask you actually, where do you want to see Trez kind of moving around the rest of the game? How do you want to see Big play this map?
So for Trez, I feel like right now, trying to get some creative angles in on this Kai'Sa. Obviously, the good thing that Go have done here is bringing, as you said, J-Real, bringing the Kai'Sa into the mid lane, a much shorter lane, much harder to punish now that the first tower's gone. But for Trez here, just really trying to get that shutdown, really trying to get some gold back into the pocket of Xavi, and just really trying to get Big into good positions when it comes to these objectives. We're still 3 minutes away from the next Drake, so there is time for them to really set the reels in motion. But right now, you know, it's really tough, and at the same time, their mind is probably wandering now towards topside as they're pathing, because this Alawi is quickly becoming an absolutely unstoppable force.
We'll see if they can find some way to slow it down. They're sending 3 members up to the top side, but Leap of Faith is available. We've all seen this before. There's the Deathful. The slam is down. Look at the healing.
Sana.
Look at the damage. The Magnet Storm, though. The knockup. It's enough. They picked up the kill, but here comes the rest of the team. Delicate now going to be getting aggressive. Gets the root onto Trez, but a good flash away will get them out of a Vixen. Now the Lamb for the sacrifice will use the Frozen Tomb to buy some time and flashes out. But do they get away? They do! Vixen doesn't burn alive. They do finally go down. The burn just about manages to pick them up, but all in all, a promising play from Big.
Oh, Vixen, you are so close to freedom, but alas, the tick from the demonic embrace completed there by Delicate, coming through and finishing her off. But wow, what a 1v3 by Sana. I mean, to be fair, we kind of all knew when the Rail and the Wukong, they're just not strong enough. I mean, yes, the Ignite goes down, but it doesn't matter too much because Sana, with this Hull Breaker, is so strong. And we see the soul ripped away out of Crow and slap. 2. Look how many tentacles there are. The setup onto this play, onto Sana, just is not ideal. I think she already had 2 or 3 tentacles up before the ult even came out. So it's just really difficult timing, but they had to make the play, and then a great counter engage coming through there from Go. Just taking down Vixen is so close. And the Herald now comes out on the blue team.
And again, we see Sana in a fight with Crow, and I think bringing multiple members obviously is going to be a good strategy to employ, but at the same time, you have to be careful because this is only going to be getting worse. Leap of faith. Look at Trez just disappear. Goodbye. And
that's a great pick.
Now getting in the action. The team go just everywhere. Aurora picking up multiple kills around the map, and they are just causing mayhem in the second game.
Gosh, there is so much damage coming out right now. Absolutely stunning pick there from Lilian. We've spoken about this player a few times today and their ability to get picks and to make it really happen for their team. We see it yet again. The Everfrost here on this Ari. You know, we've spoken yesterday about the sort of Everfrost Ludens slash book debate, but right now it's clear that the style that this player wants to play, it's so nice to see them really being able to make some really great picks, locking down onto this Cassandra here. Just really difficult for Big to now operate as we head into this mid game.
It's a complete flip, right? It's a complete flip from game one, where I feel like Big Chroma had all the control, they had all the proactive plays early on, and they were just able to squeeze out Go Aurora. But now Go Aurora are the ones in the lead. They are up by 5k gold before the 20-minute mark. They are up 2 dragons. They're setting themselves in such a good way. But can they keep this going, right? Because now we're starting to see Dragon coming up, the third one of the map, and they aren't in position, and they're almost giving this for freely over to Big Chroma.
Absolutely. Another Drake coming in here. Go prime position. Big know that they just can't fight right now. 2 items onto this Kai'Sa. Already super strong. There isn't so much a strong point on Big at the minute. The Garen is struggling. The list isn't able to really affect too much. You know, she's not got that damage, but the counter engage again.
Gonna go down. There's a Cyclone on the side as well. It's a 5 versus 4 for the side of Big, and they managed to pick up 1. Magnet Storm now going into the backline. That's 2.
Oh,
and they might be looking for more. Lilian needs to be careful, but look at the top side as well when this fight is done, because the move in from Vixen isn't close enough. Look at the top, because Alawi is pushing. They're trying to take down the base, and this is the sacrifice that Big Chroma had to play for. They got the dragons, they got a couple kills, they may even be getting more as they step forward. Lilian is rooted up, 1 more auto will get it, the flash, the root though, Delicate playing bouncer does not allow the damage to come through onto their mid lane, and now stepping forward, can they find the kill? They do, it is traded, but the save on Lilian was massive, and now Sana finally making their way over. I don't believe that they are going to catch out Vixen here. I think 1 claw will just get them away. But look at the damage. They've taken a tier 3 tower in the top side, but Big Chroma did manage to make a big play. They did manage to get some gold back into their pockets.
How do Big keep finding these fights? They were so far down, they had no right to fight, but they're like, well, we can either lie down and die, or we can go out fighting, and, well, they come up big. But, of course, Sana, this huge split push threat, just running it down on the top lane, but in the best possible way. And let's see it again on this fight. Trez comes in huge on this side with the Cyclone, and then the pickup immediately onto the Kiana. The Magnastorm, the 1-2, the spins to win from Crow with the Magnastorm from Lumi going massive and locking down Cosmic in this fight. But alas, you see here on the top side, it's not so terrible for the side of Go, because you have this Alawi doing so much work top. And my god, how Lumi goes down here. How Lilian gets out is unbelievable. And really well played from Delicate, just picking up Xavi on the back end of this fight.
A slight miscalculation leaves Lilian alive. That 1 more auto needed wasn't found. But I don't think it's a game breaker, right? But we are now seeing a big game changer. Baron is the call for the side of Go Aurora, and there is no one from Big Chroma anywhere near. They don't have vision on it either, and they might be checking a little bit late, but Aurora, they back away.
I don't want none of this right now, Joe Real. They're just dancing. They know all they need to do is just threaten it. All they need to do is just create threats and create time and space for Sana to just do her thing, because right now Crow is just having a bit of a time with it, isn't able to do Garen things at all because she's just so pinned back in this bot lane. Now basing, now swapping around here with Vixen, who does have the TP just in case the... Oh no.
Trez in trouble, gets away for a bit longer, flashes out,
Great flash.
Whew.
Great flash there from Trez.
Ultimate, though, used from Delicate and Lilian. Oh, no, sorry. Lilian didn't use their ultimate. But now it could be a turnaround here. Lumi going to be getting aggressive. Doesn't manage to get a big knock-up, though. And again, Darby not in range to deal out massive damage. But Big are starting to control the map a little bit more than I would like to see in terms of Aurora being so far ahead. They should have more in their favor. And I think backing away from the Baron wasn't even necessary. But I do agree with you. Playing around the timer of Sana, knowing that at some point Chroma are going to have to send multiple members is pretty smart.
This is really good respect I like to see here from the side of Go, because there's no Spirit Rush, there's no Nature's Grasp, they're missing some really key ultimates in this sort of 4v4 position. So they're just showing a lot of respect here to what Big have, because Big has everything up right now. So if you're looking at the side of Big, perhaps they could have used this opportunity to really invade, get down plenty of vision deep, which I think we've seen a little bit here. There's one or two wards towards the sort of top side of this Go jungle. But yeah, just really great patience coming out from Go. Just really buying that space and time for this Alawi.
And feels like we got into a bit of a lull phase here. And I don't really know how we got here. It was so explosive, and then it kind of just chilled out. Everyone said, okay, let's just have a break. Let's have a Kit Kat. And we're now setting up 20 seconds away from the next dragon. I would be surprised if Go Aurora don't play for this one this time. It would be... I feel like a little bit strange of them to not go for that one and prioritize it. But from the side of Big Chroma, I don't think going for this dragon is particularly important unless you can guarantee that you can have a huge advantage, which would be a 4v5 without the threat of the Alawi breaking your base. But obviously Alawi in the top side does kind of stop you from having that fear nullified, and they are going to go up to the top side. But can they make something happen out of this? We are seeing Go pick up this dragon, and I believe Alawi is going to be pretty safe as there is a fight in the top side. But look at the HP bar.
There's some pressure coming in here from Big onto Sana, but while she's on her own, it's so dangerous. Really, what you want to be doing. Oh, two.
TP coming in as well. Can they get the kill onto Sana early enough? There's the pullback from Xavi, and that's going to be one kill. But now Lilian trying to turn this one back in their favor. 1 for 1 so far. Gets away. Does dash out. Crow now being chased by multiple members of Go as well. They're trying to get out alive, but 2 are already dead. Lilian looking for the charm, but doesn't manage to land. Kana with the hook. Can they make this one hit? They do again, and it could be Crow sent to the fountain double time. Killer Instinct, but not enough damage from Cosmic, and they will be able to back out. So Big, again, staying in the mixer. They do lose the dragon, though, so Soul Point over to Go Aurora.
I really do like the sort of gank angle that Trez takes. They do come over the wall and get the flank angle. They are able to eventually lock down and kill Sana. But for me here, I would have liked to have seen Big actually pressuring the Baron a lot more. Because the rest of Go went around, it's so difficult, obviously, with the Alawi, with that hull breaker, to really... It's really difficult for the side of Big to get this Alawi down fast enough. If they had actually moved down towards Nash and actually threatened it, it would have forced all of Go towards them, probably including the Alawi as well, so they would have had a much more sort of beneficial time to really take down the sort of Kraken Princess herself. So, you know, it's just one of those things, small edges here and there, but it is good to see that the shutdown does go down from this Alawi. She was getting perhaps a little bit too big for her boots, but nonetheless, Go now onto the Soul Point.
And maybe I shouldn't be, but I feel like I'm starting to get nervous for Aurora, because the gold lead is starting to shrink. The map is starting to feel a little bit more even, and although Sana is still a huge problem, it feels like Big are starting to find ways to deal with them. Now, as I say that, they do manage to take the tier 2 tower, and they are forcing Vixen back, but the tempo has been slowed a little bit longer, and we know how well Big can close out if they ever get an opportunity. And Sana there, still causing pressure, still causing problems for Vixen. Going to be met by 2 members, though, as we do see Big Chroma just pressing down the mid lane. But on the same side of that breath, it is going to be Go Aurora taking this Baron. They're looking for the objective, and they've got it over halfway, and there seems to be no rebuttal from Big Chroma. They're now starting to mobilize, but it's a bit too late. Baron already taken. And Nature's Grasp just holds back the whole side of Big Chroma. An easy take for Go Aurora, and look at the power it has now given Sana in the base, taking the tier 3 and looking for more.
Beautiful play there from Go. They get the objective. Nature's Grasp drop just to get them out of dodge. No funny business coming through from Big Bear. Completely neutralizes any threat there from Lumi going in on the rail. And just again, just buying so much time now. And now you have the Baron minions coming into the base, which Sana, of all people, is saying, yes, thank you very much. My split push is now even more threatening as Crow now pushed back and the play comes down.
Lands, Lumi maybe in a bit of a tricky one. Trezor going onto the back line, gets the knock up, but now has to run away. The damage is so massive coming out from Cosmic, and they've already dropped one, but it's a 1-for-1 overall. Trez down, but here is the rest of the team, and in goes the leap of faith, but up goes the Featherstorm. A lot of damage is going to be done, but Sana is so tanky, so massive, stays alive. The feathers pulls back, the Cosmic steps forward, and now it's DKT and Raven Crow with the double. They save the team. She is the victor, the ace in their base. Big hold on.
Spin to win, baby. Crow comes up big at the end of that fight, but let's break it down here. Kiana initial with the hook, and Crow straight away pushed out the fight, has to get out of dodge. Nice pick once again. Lilian doing her thing, and this flank here from Trez buys so much space and enough time for the tree to get chopped down to size, but goes down in kind. Great lockdown from Vixen, buys so much time with the stasis, but the TP comes through now from Sana. The ultimate comes on down. Great flash, the feathers fly, and on this pullback, Lilian gets caught by the Xayah, dies here, and then it's just a case of Crow, there's the Sandra passive doing so much work in the back end of this fight from Vixen as well.
The passive on the Lissandra coming in clutch there. I didn't even see that one taking out Cosmic. It looked so doom, it looked so good for Go Aurora, but again, we talked about it. Big Chroma, one of their strengths is the team fighting, and they are doing that once again. Next Dragon though, another test of their will. 10 seconds on the clock. And they are going to have to try and fight Go Aurora away, but it feels like Go Aurora are giving them space, and I don't know if I want them to do that.
No, you really don't. And to be fair, a Dragon going over to Big here isn't the end of the world. It's only the second Drake for them. Yes, it's an ocean, but at the same time, you don't want to opt into these big team fights because you want Sana permanently splitting here. You have committed hard to the 1-4, so going in for these team fights right now is the last thing that you want to do.
Yeah, we saw a little bit weaker from the Alawi when they are grouped up with the team. Level 17 already so far ahead of everyone else, but going to be collapsed on by multiple members here of Big. They're going to invest quite a bit. Cyclone already used. Crow trying to whittle down the HP, but look at the damage that Sana can deal out. So much is going to go down. Doesn't even manage to get Demacian justice off, and this could be the mistake the Big have made that allows Go to win the game. On the flip side of this, they are going into the base, but back over in the jungle, Trez is still fighting for their life. They're going to finally fall, and now 3 versus 5. The base could be in danger. Go Aurora looking for the hook.
God, another great hook there.
Zarbi able to stay alive, but now what are they going to be able to hold on to? Waves are being crashed in, inhibitors are exposed, and Go Aurora have 26 seconds before Trez is back alive, 16 before Crow is up. Can they take down these last 2 towers and take game 2? They're going to go aggressive. Magnet Storm holds them back for a little bit longer, but it is all too late. It is all the way going to be Aurora. They push forward aggressively. A hook lands again, and the Nexus will fall. We're going to game 3.
Game 3, J-Real! We're finally getting to do a full 3 game spread. I am so excited to see how this is going to go down, but wow, what a fantastic response from Go Aurora in this game 2.
And we said it. We said it time and time again. Consistency, pressure, play to the win condition. They did all of those things in this game, and we said they're a dangerous team if you let them have their moment. They did so that. They showed that. And they did it all in style. Go Aurora looking very strong. And if you're Big Chroma, are you saying it was a decision basis? Are you saying it was a team pick basis? What's your kind of analysis for why they couldn't come back into this game?
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like this is just a case of Go playing so well to their team plan, right? So they did really well to get that bot lane ahead early, that early gank, the pressure from the jungler and from the Nautilus, just really coming in clutch in this bot lane, getting Cosmic ahead on this Kai'Sa, and when left alone in this top lane, Sanamon and this Alawi was just absolutely dominating Crow and the Garen. So they just knew at that point that as long as they just they just played to the 1-4, they committed hard to it. You only take objectives when you have the pressure to do so. You don't opt into 5v5s, and they did it. They played it absolutely beautifully.
Okay, and before Anna asks me, in ban phase, what should they ban? Big Chroma, you ban Alawi. That's my take. We're going to go to a break. We'll see you soon.